she decided to let her hair go gray. Then she was abruptly fired. Women with gray hair are judged as older, more unattractive, and less capable. The men rated the gray hair faces as less trustworthy. I let my hair go gray while working in a senior visible position on Wall Street, in an environment where looks represented how sharp you are and youth represented energy to work hard and to produce. Here's what you need to know if you're going to do that gray transition while working in a corporate job like I did. I sat in the C-suite as the chief of staff of a global bank, so I got to see how things worked. My experience was this. Yes, we women are judged more for our looks than men. Shocker. Very often, for women, maybe unconsciously, gray signaled old, weak, tired, and definitely not cutting edge. And in the corporate world, that's a recipe for the end of a career, or a lack of promotion, or getting ahead. I admit, maybe a lot of it is unconscious. There are exceptions, but I truly believe that this is more than 50% of the reality and way closer to at least 80. I'm saying out loud what science has already proven. Studies show women with gray hair are judged as older, more attractive, and less capable. Just recently, a study had 120 participants rate the exact same faces with gray hair and without. Faces with gray hair were rated as older and less attractive. The men, not women, this is just science from the study, rated the faces with gray hair as less trustworthy. I don't know about your environment, but in mine, it was mostly men who reached the senior ranks and had the power to make hiring, promotion, and salary decisions. So the researchers of this study, they concluded that gray hair is a signal people use for age, attractiveness, and trustworthiness. Now, yeah, that's just theory, but here's real life. Lisa LaFlamme was a titan of Canadian journalism over 35 years. Then, during the pandemic, she decided to let her hair go gray. In 2022, she got a new boss. He happened to ask who approved Lisa's decision to go gray on air. He also reportedly complained that the gray hair was taking on a purple hue from the studio lights. Then she was abruptly fired. And the double standard, her predecessor anchored the news until he was 77 years old with gray hair for decades. So here are the solutions. In psychology, there's a term called the halo effect. It's basically when we see one positive trait, like attractiveness, neat grooming, or confidence, we automatically assume other positive traits. Maybe smart, maybe competent, maybe kind. But the flip side is also true. If grooming looks sloppy or unintentional, people can subconsciously infer other negative traits such as laziness or not being smart or hardworking. So I leaned hard into this theory. I made sure I looked polished in all ways. And I know, sadly, you're thinking, well, maybe you're thinking, smart, accomplished woman, graduated second in her class in law school, reached the top of my company, and your brains and work ethic are not enough? No. No. If you've heard of the pink tax, where women often pay more for the same exact products and ingredients because it's marketed to women, this is like another version of that. Women have to do more, work harder, and look more polished just to receive the same respect. It's basically the pink penalty. The next thing I didn't do. While going through this ugly transition at work, I did not talk about my hair. I acted like nothing changed because in reality, it shouldn't be about our hair. Yes, there is a tendency to want to explain the 2-inch roots. I really felt like I wanted to address it because people were staring visibly, but I knew that would fuel their bias more. It was just silly hair, and I was not going to justify bias with a conversation. By not discussing it, I was showing them this is normal, nothing wrong, nothing to see, folks. Move on. The third thing I did, do not hide. Yeah, during that ugly transition, you're going to want to skip an event or two, a cocktail, a party, a lunch, a big meeting. I did not allow myself to hide or disappear. If there was a big meeting in the auditorium, I'm sitting in the front row and I'm raising my hand. Believe me, I was aching inside. I walked up to people confidently. I attended parties and events with my head raised high. Inside, I was so self-conscious. I felt like crap. It was really an ugly period, but I forced myself to show up acting as if nothing had changed. Then something I can't exactly explain happened. First, I have to explain this one little thing about me. I suffered with confidence at work my entire life, not in my private life, but in my professional school and work life. I remember at 21, my friend Mike gave me this book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. I read it many times and I lived by that book. I felt the fear, but I didn't let it stop me. And I went through a lifetime of self-help. Tony Robbins, Joe Dispenza, 1,000 spent on workshops, books, courses, hypnosis. I did affirmations. There is nothing I did not do to shed the feeling of not being smart enough. That's why I worked so hard, got promoted, I made good money, but all those things helped me temporarily. Eventually inside, I still suffered from fear of not being good enough at work and not being smart enough. Until after I went gray, I finally felt confident. This sounds insane. I can't explain exactly why. Maybe it was because I had no choice but to stop relying on other people's approval. Maybe it was that I survived the judgment. Maybe it's that I did something that no one else did. Going gray required me to stand up for what I wanted to do, not to cave to other people's opinions or biases. Scientists call it the locus of control. Basically, where you believe the source of the outcome lies. The external locus means other people's judgments and approval determine your value. If my boss said something good about me, I felt good. The internal locus of control means my own assessment in myself, in my authority. When I went gray, the external world pushed back, and I held my ground anyway. I forcibly shifted my locus of control from external to the internal for the first time. And then, shockingly, how others saw me shifted too. At first, everyone hated the fact that I let my hair go gray, but I knew in my heart that was their brain making the connection that they have been taught, that they saw that gray means old. For them, it was automatic. It was conditioning. There was no real analysis to it. And since in their minds they associated gray hair with their frail old grandmothers, they told me I was going to look older. Not because it was true, but because the brain was on autopilot. But for the first time, I started to think for myself. I know that sounds crazy at 50. I started to question, is that true? And I came up with, no, it's not. I've been gray since I've been in my 20s, so it can't possibly be true. Eventually, over time, it wasn't the gray hair that was the focus. The entire me, the clothes, the face, the energy, the jokes, the laughter, the positivity, the wit, they started to actually like my hair and compliment me on it. It just took time for the brain to get used to it and make a new association and make a new connection. And the aura of my entire being dictated who I was. And here's the second layer. When you show up confident and strong, people take their cue from you. Research on behavioral confirmation shows that the signal you project shapes how others evaluate you. If you don't treat your gray hair as a problem, their brains start to question whether it actually is one. So gray hair stops being the focus. And at work, this will happen. And the entire you becomes the focus. Yes, clothes, face, energy, how you carry yourself. And many people may actually start seeing you as more bold, more assertive, more brave, more badass than ever before. Not despite the gray hair, but because of it. So my advice, if you work in corporate America and you want to go gray, take advantage of the halo effect where people take one positive trait about you and assume their other positive aspects. Then show up strong in front of the people exactly when you feel the ugliest during the transition, knowing you are enough, because that is how the universe made you. And if you're still scared to go gray while working like I was, the Wall Street Journal published this piece on how gray hair is the new power move for women at work. This article described women who were starting to push back against the idea that gray automatically means decline. Women executives who stopped dyeing their hair described feeling more confident, more authentic, and more visible once they embraced their gray hair. Letting gray hair show is presented as both risky in this article and empowering. And when you focus on the empowering, the confidence comes and they see you as powerful. And here's how gray hair is connected to much more than your livelihood and work and looks. There is a big connection to longevity. A study showed that people with the most positive views of aging lived 7.5 years longer than those with the most negative views. In a follow-up experiment, they found that when people are briefly exposed to positive age stereotypes, they perform better on memory, on physical tasks than those with negative stereotypes of aging. So yeah, if you go against the grain and do this, you go from experiencing biased thinking of you as old, slow, and not as sharp to being viewed as a brave badass with real confidence. Your health improves and you may even live longer, because science proves internalized ageism harms physical health cognition, and mood. And positive beliefs about aging are linked to longer life and better functioning. A while ago, I had this idea that I was going to end my videos with a fun fact or something quirky or just something honest and open about my personal life, nothing to do with anything I was talking about in the video. So here's a fun fact. I got married when I was 22 years old, and our family came with us on our honeymoon. It was just for the first couple of days. We had people internationally, but yeah, I had family with me on my honeymoon. And if you're still here and you want to know how exactly I made myself look more polished at work, check out this next video.